Hi there YouTube, it's Global here. We're going to try this again. Third time lucky. We should have started this about 2 hours ago. I had 2 sim crashes. Both of those, according to the log, were caused by coatl. So I've gone ahead and reinstalled that. And during the reinstallation it updated 4,444 files, apparently. So, hopefully this doesn't crash on us again. It was actually coatl itself, so that includes these jetways. So anytime the jetways were trying to move or the pushback truck was trying to do something, we're at risk of crashing. Anyway, we'll do a quick startup and get on the way. We are cold and dark in the A320. Let's turn it on. While that comes up, I'll go ahead and test these. They're quite happy. Won't do the same mistake as last time. We'll go ahead and turn on the ADRS nice and early. Our GSX has been updated. I've re-downloaded the entire thing from scratch. So if it crashes again, who knows? I'll abandon again. But yeah, I've been downloading the entire coatl installation from scratch. Hopefully it works this time. Gonna turn down that light ever so slightly. TR fault as usual. Cool, FMGC, let's go to the initialization. So it's a 3 out of 3 to fail doing this update. I brought it in. Finally. We're going to go ahead and do a cost index of 30 since we're a bit late. Pick up the wind now. Turn some of this other stuff on. There, Mac Nathan. So Auckland to Madep, all of that looks to be good. We're going to do the cheap and cheerful quick boot up of the aeroplane. So fuel, same as last time. I don't have that locked on. There it is. So the fuel's 16062. Check it. Yep. And the payload is going to be 63.75. Okay, at 2 time. Jetstar 202. FSlabs time en route is 3 hours 4 minutes. Send that along. Done. Block fuel 16062. Uh, 540. Trip fuel 8669. Day's already shown itself in. STD's off, so I'll cancel that. And the zero fuel weight is 63.75. Send. There we are. Slot notification's done. Boarding is considered to be instant. Fuel. Yes, correct, good. Send it. See who's online. Brisbane. Cockpit prep's done. Gear and pins and covers are removed. Signs are on, automatic. ADRS is set to nav. Fuel quantity is already set. Get the APU running now. Takeoff data not yet set. That's right. We'll get there soon. Directors off at the moment. 25,000. APU starting to boot up. Load sheets in. Beautiful. I'll accept it. Chuck that into the performance now. AOC menu. Auckland, it's going to be 2-3 left. Now listen to the ATIS. 128.2.
Two, 6, 4.
I could have Elliot filed
278.
Transition from 026 marker and that.
Sure, no problem. Departure is the first one for power with it's in transition. Would you like me to put it in text for you?
Auckland information Kilo.
Cool.
Kilo issued at 0430 Zulu, expect ILS approach runway 23 left. Wind 230 at 8 is 10. Kilometers, no cloud detected, temperature 18. Dew point 12 QNH 1019. No significant change in first contact with ground or tower, notifier speed of Kilo. Auckland information Kilo. Kilo issued at 0430 Zulu, expect ILS approach runway 23 left. Wind 230 at 8 is 10. Kilometers, no cloud detected, temperature 18. Dew point 12 QNH 1019.
And what do we have over here? We have a zero fuel weight of 63.8, takeoff weight 79.32. And a Mac ZFW, don't care. Mac takeoff weight 28.8. Send that out. Now the thing I want is the initialization page. We need a block fuel, which is 16.0. And a zero fuel weight 63.8. And Mac trim 32.5. On our flight plan we have an average headwind of 38 knots. H38. And we can contact Livery 1282. Auckland Livery, Jetstar 202, requesting clearance to Sydney.
Jetstar 202, stand by this moment. Jetstar 202, information kilo current, QNH 1019, cleared to Sydney via the flight plan route, OSREP 1 Papa departure, immediate transition, my apologies, squawk 0220.
Clear to Sydney via the OSREP 1 Papa departure, immediate transition, squawk code 0220, Jetstar 202.
Jetstar 202, read that correct. Contact ground 121.9 after collision start.
121.9, Jetstar 202. Departure, runway 23 left. Yeah. OSRAP 1 Papa and the MADAP inserted. Secondary flight plan, drop it in. Copy. And it'll initialize back to New Zealand NZAA and ZAA. Then on the secondary flight plan we'll chuck in a ILS approach, runway 23 left, off no star and vectors. Should have been no star for the last one, doesn't really matter. Return that one. Let's check it on the secondary. Quite happy with that. You can see it popping up behind us on the ILS approach. That'll work fine with the direct. Over here we have a company message. It'll just be our performance numbers, which we will chuck in. And going back to the normal flight plan. Cool. Performance. What have we got here? Trim down 0.12. So it's flap 2 DN 0.1 and a bit. Numbers 159, 164 both. And the flex 54. Numbers are ready. I'm looking happy. APU's on the bus. We'll disconnect the ground power now. Normally GSX would do that for us, but we aren't using it right now. So we're good to go. Ground on 121.9. Quick checklist. Cockpit prep completed, gear pins and covers are removed, signs are on auto. Anti-RS is set to nav. Standby compass can be removed. Fuel 16.0, reference is 1019. Flight director on. That goes speed managed, beautiful. MCD weights have been entered, windows and doors are closed, beacon goes on. Cross the levers throttle and parking brake is set. Contact ground for the push.
Alert 3 vehicle, ground follow, push and start 2, parking now 2.
Start approved. 3 and track.
Now what we didn't do was this.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Hi there, ground. We'll be ready in a minute. Auckland ground, Jetstar 202, ready for pushback. Information kilo.
Locking gear.
Let's get some transponder on. Full start approved, Jetstar 202. Okay, nose to the left.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push.
Cabin
All
crew,
engines
arm
clear.
doors.
Start at will.
We're clear to start. Starting up number 2 first. APU's on the bus, APU's on the power. Full start checklist is completed. Number 2 set to run. So listen to what they're doing over there in the cabin.
Gunther, assistant for the flight deck first officer, Lockheed. Joining me in the cabin today, I've got Shelby, Darwin and Victoria. It is a pleasure today to welcome on board our airline codeshare customers from Qantas and Emirates, also Jetstar credit card holders, not Jetstar members and Qantas frequent flyers travelling with
Standard procedure is to use the head-up display for takeoff and for landing, basically. And you can have it down the entire flight. That's pretty normal. It gets a bit annoying during taxi, so it's possible to push it up if you want to. But yeah, most of the time you should have it down, ready to go for the pilot that you're flying from. Unfortunately, with quality wings, you can't put both of them down at the same time because it will make the captain's one disappear, which is really annoying. But yeah, according to most SOPs, it'll be during takeoff and landing. Good engine start, number 1. We'll start number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Hello again. We want you to have a safe and enjoyable flight. So please listen closely while we take you through the safety requirements for our Airbus A320. Your crew are highly trained to help keep you safe. And follow their instructions.
Right, after start, anti-ice is not required. ECAM status will be checked in a second. Pitch trim will be down. How much is it again?
Unlocking gear.
Down 0.1. Set. Flaps will be 2.
Tow truck disconnected.
Set flaps
Bypass
2.
pin removed.
Rotor trim is 0. After start, essentially completed. AP is available. Clock's on. All that's ready.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Wherever they are. Oh, there they are. Cool.
And Auckland traffic, Auckland ground, now back online.
On ground, Jetstar 202. He's ready for taxi information kilo.
Jetstar 202, Alpha 1 holding point, runway 23 left via Juliet and Alpha.
Roger, Alpha 1 holding point, 23 left, Jetstar 202. So I did have to essentially remove Coatl and then reinstall it from scratch, and then on the reinstall it updated 4,444 files. But the result of that is looking like we don't have a system crash every time that the pushback truck tries to do something. Flight is 3 hours from takeoff. It'll probably take us 10 minutes to taxi out, so add that. And it'll probably take another 15 to 20 minutes to taxi back, depending on the runway that we get at Sydney. So about 3.5 hours of stream left, 3 hours of flight time. That's Alpha right there. No return flight today, just the 3-hour flight out to Sydney. And then tomorrow we'll be doing the milk run. Probably to the Gold Coast, or maybe to Sunshine Coast. I think I'll do Sunshine Coast. Maybe even the old Virgin Australia. All guys that are essentially bankrupt now. Okay, checklist. We didn't do our control check, did we? Let's do it now. All the way to the left, all the way to the right. Push. Back. Gonna grab the comma button.
Auckland ground, Emirates 7 Delta Kilo and start 16 ready for pushing start.
That was backwards. That's bizarre.
Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, stand by for push. You just have a 8350 to your right, it's already pushed.
Roger, Emirates 7 Delta Kilo.
Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, can you just confirm from your
Okay,
visibility if you have enough room to push and start approved, otherwise just stand by.
Yeah, weather's been strange in Melbourne.
Behind me, I'll wait.
A lot of rain and sun. Sunny
Emirates 7
rain.
Delta Kilo, roger that.
But it's Melbourne, what do you
Jetstar
expect?
202, you ready on reaching Alpha 1?
Jetstar 202, okay. Will be.
Jetstar 202, contact Auckland Tower, 118.7.
118.7, Jetstar 202. 1187.
Emirates 3 X-ray Echo, ready for taxi.
Emirates 3 X-ray Echo, Alpha 1, hold.
And 124.3, here's departure. Not sure we did a full briefing this time. We did the last 2 times when we had the issue with the aircraft. So, initial climb is flight level 2, was it 25 or 24? It's one of those. Flight level 250. That's set. Safety speed is 100 knots, the V speed is 154. If we do have any issues before the V1 speed, we will abort on the runway. After the V1 speed, we are coming for takeoff. It's cav okay, we'll come back to runway 23 left. Assuming everything goes correctly, flight level 250 will contact centre and head on up over to Sydney. Now we're just running, was it 1080p? Not 4K. Auckland Tower, Jetstar 202, ready. Go ahead.
Hello, it's Norman. Jetstar 202, airborne contact, Auckland approach 124.3, runway 23, let's clear for takeoff.
Departure 24.3 after departure, runway 23 left clear for takeoff, Jetstar 202. Lights on. I forgot to turn that off. AV shutdown in progress. All lights are on, 23 left is confirmed. Thrust stable. Toga. V1. Rotate V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Everything on this aircraft is base standard FSlabs A321. And over to them. Apart from Vatsim, of course. Auckland departure, Jetstar 202 is climbing, passing at 1,700. Climb power set.
Jetstar 202, Scott, Charlie, please.
Should be up now. Has to turn it off and on again, don't know why.
Jetstar 202, you're identified, climb flight level 250.
Flight level 250, Jetstar 202. All piloting command will take flaps 1. And flaps up. Version 5, probably not.
Contact control 123 decimal.
Probably stick to waiting out the old Microsoft Flight Sim.
Mate, thank you. New Zealand 85, see you next time, bye bye.
Cleared up to flight level, standard set, cross-checked. All the planes that I have in the sim. There's quite a lot of those, and there's a few that I don't use much. There's some that I have uninstalled that I've purchased in the past.
Qantas 151 at 13,800 or 1,000.
One of the uninstalled ones is the good old PNG 737NG, the original one.
Jetstar profile.
We've got the NGXU now.
151.
Alright, let's have a look at the flight plan. All the way down here. Mostly headwind, and we can see we switch over to Brisbane radio at Olrel. Okay, seatbelt signs are off.
And Jetstar to expedite the climb to flight level 150.
Expedite the climb, Jetstar 2. I mean, we're already at maximum power, but whatever.
And Qantas.
Traffic.
Yeah, I'll hit the expedite button. That'll actually slow us down in airspeed. Good work, ATC. There's two planes in this airspace, and you put them both in the same place at the same time. Good start. There's 150, we can disconnect the old expedite button, standard climb back. Back to optimum climb.
Auckland approach, good evening. 3 X-ray with you from 2,500 for 5,000 on the Ostra 1 Papa departure. Cayman 3 X-ray Echo, Auckland departure 0, climb level 250. 250 3 X-ray. Jetstar Tower contact Auckland Control 123, Deskpins, good day.
123, that's the 9, Jetstar 2Z. 2. Auckland Centre, Jetstar 202, climbing flight level 250, leaving flight level 180.
Jetstar 202, control hello, climb flight level 340.
Flight level 340, Jetstar 202. .347.
1457, contact Auckland approach
124.3, New Zealand 456.
172, not on back, far away,
Just about to call initiating descent in probably 30 seconds. When ready 1000, do you have the aero QNH? 47296. 1019. 1019, 47296.
Alright, we're settling in. Good stuff. We are nighttime landing. We are flying into the sun. So that sun will very slowly merge with the horizon, go below it. Current UTC time 05. Yep, 0557. About less than 3 hours from now. 0800 0830 0840 UTC. Yeah, 0840 probably. I'm saying yep, 0831. Okay, cool. The sim kept on crashing due to coatl, which is GSX and SODE together. So I had to run a coatl update, which updated 4,444 files in the sim. So I think we're okay now.
Air New Zealand 85. We're heading from Choppet, flight level 300, 80 miles from Meta, heading 260, requesting ascent to higher flight levels. Let's try 32. 320, New Zealand 85, thank you.
Cameron's about 40 minutes out of Sydney. Good start. We parked opposite each other at one point, but then, yeah, we've been delayed by 2.5 hours. So our SoCal is the GLAD, G-L-A-D.
All right. Walking approach, listen to your right there, one.
Auckland Centre, Emirates 3 X Echo, overhead, bait off, passing through flight level 220 or 250. Three 80 for Emirates 3 X-ray Echo. Auckland Centre, Emirates 7 Delta Kilo is with you at 19, flight level 190, inbound Bartos for flight level 250. Climbing flight level 340, Emirates 7 Delta Kilo.
Hi, good Fabiana. How you doing? I should look at my Twitch a bit more. I have been neglecting it.
Support your current level? 260.
Nothing happening in that chat room anyway. All good.
Well, then we're off to run for 51076.
One 240.3, Singapore 729 altitude. Brother Pat, profile 13,000, corners 141 Alpha.
Covering Auckland, 129.0, New Zealand 85. Thank you for your service. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Auckland Radio, New Zealand 213 with you, flight level 390.
New Zealand Control, this is Qantas 566 at flight level 310, Jet 8. Qantas 566. Clear for ready 8, Alpha arrival runway
23 left, and then descend to flight level 210. Thank you.
Oh, we did press the button to expedite, didn't we? Then the aeroplane slowed down to 180 knots. Well, we're at maximum power. He should plan himself better. If the only thing stopping a collision is an aeroplane flying beyond its normal capacity, then you... No, bad control. Sorry, just a thing.
Maximum is decimal 836. Correction, descent 320 and ready.
Mark number is 0.829 for Qantas 560. Oh, so could we grab our star again, please? Thank you.
Maintain decimal 75% confirmed the star is to Radi 80 knots for arrival, runway 24 ready to flight level 210.
Roger that, 75.75 sequencing and radio alpha arrival, thanks very much.
Yeah, I waited about maybe 10 to 15 seconds. Ooh. If your ATC control is 10 seconds from a collision, then what are you doing with the radar? He should have stopped the descent happening and my climb happening. We should have leveled off in the middle. Or vectored someone, left or right. And just go, please climb as hard as you can. We already are. Harder than that then. Okay. You know, some Airbuses don't even have an expedite button. They've actually removed it from the controls. Because it's actually quite a dangerous maneuver to be doing that in Airbus. It reduces it down to the Vmax climb, which is about 218 knots at this way. So if you want to be above 10,000 feet doing 218 knots, press that expedite button. If that's all you're relying on as an air traffic controller, you've done goofed. That's what's happened. That's alright. We'll fill out a CASA report when we get in. That can be on the news in about 3.5 years after what they call it in New Zealand. It's not CASA over there, is it? CSA. Respond with their report that they did nothing wrong. They're doing an okay job. They're just not doing the best job. It's a learning moment for him. And I didn't. No. I did take the piss out of him. I told him that we're already at maximum power. Which we were.
Auckland Control, New Zealand 6014 Heavy, we're lift off at 17,000.
He should have actually just turned us. Jetstar 202, turn right heading blah 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 blah. I would have accepted that straight away. He didn't give us traffic, it just said expedite climb to 15,000. We're already climbing to 24,000, so I had to think, why would he want us to expedite to a level that's below where we're climbing to? And then I saw the traffic. And then I had to become the controller for myself. Now this is on climb through about 10,000 feet. The control literally just said Jetstar 202 expedite climb through 15,000. No explanation as to why. And I had to figure out for myself, why the heck would you want me to expedite? So then I actually hit the button and said, we're already at maximum power. And then about 5 to 10 seconds later we saw the TCAS target, which kind of then made it, okay then, we need to actually climb out of it.
Auckland Control, New Zealand 6014 Heavy with you, flight level 170.
Last station, start going full front over.
Thanks, Driver.
New Zealand 64, so 6014.
Don't swear on my channel, man. Bye. You can come back in about 4 minutes. I banned you for swearing, that's why. Enjoy your S word somewhere else.
You're on 6014, I can actually see you anywhere. There you go. Cool. You can go over to frequency 124.3 now. Fraction talk unit.
Roger, 124.3, thanks, 6014 heavy.
He was like maybe 60 seconds from a head-on collision on his scope. And he didn't tell us why to accelerate, or he didn't actually tell us to do anything with our speed or anything. Just expedite. Expedite. This stupid New Zealand accent. Here's the correct way of doing it. If he wants us to expedite climb, tell us why. Traffic is blah blah blah. Expedite climb through blah blah blah. I get it. Traffic is that aircraft that many miles away at a certain altitude above or below us, and we need to expedite to get over it. It's not the best way of doing it, but he can do it. Another option, which would be a much better option, is as we intercepted our outbound course, just turn us off 20-30 degrees to the right, so we don't actually come into a head-on collision position.
Yes, 1020. 1020.
Look, he made a mistake, and I was questioning his judgment at the time. So, I guess you could say we both made a mistake. His mistake wasn't positively controlling separation 2 minutes ahead of the situation. Hi there, KOK. On sites on my streams. No, that's not a timeout. That's an absolute ban for that one.
Argentina 3110, g'day, clear Davy 6 Alpha Bravo, runway 2 to left, wind ready, descend 11,000 feet, northwest area, QNH 1020.
Say again, slowly please, my English is not very good.
Argentinian 3110, cleared Davy 6 Alpha, arrival, runway 23 left, wind ready, descend 11,000 feet.
Basically, it's a learning experience. The controller made, like, he obviously missed the fact that those two targets were converging until the last moment, but he should have just said that. There's traffic for you to climb immediately. He didn't say anything about any traffic, he just said expedite, which makes you go, what you doing? You don't want to make that, you don't want to let the pilot think, why are you doing this? You want to give them a reason and then tell them what to do.
Qantas 566 control.
Qantas 566.
Yep, the controller is here to help us, but sometimes the pilot needs a bit more information than what he gave me at that time. That time was a controller mistake, and I think NTSB would say that both us and the controller were at fault. That's my opinion. That's how I'd put in the, if the NTSB report was to be made on that, there was certainly an ACC mistake, and the pilot also didn't help. That's exactly correct, Patrick. He should have stopped him descending, should have stopped us climbing. That's the exact call to make, the correct one. Instead of climbing us through him descending. That's 203. So if you've got an aircraft coming down and you've got another aircraft coming up, you don't make this one climb harder to get over the top. What you do is stop this one and stop that one and level us both out so we pass 1,000 feet. But he didn't do that. He made a mistake, and then we didn't react within the 10 seconds after talking to him. And we can go back and have a look at that, but it was certainly about 10 to 15 seconds between the time that I read back to expedite and press the button. And that's a standard normal, reaction time. We're not flying fighter jets here, we're flying Airbuses with 200 people in the back of them. We've got a maximum range of 1.1 G on the pull-up.
Jetstar 202, contact Auckland radio now, 129.0.
Over the radio on 129.0, Jetstar 202. Look, I think he's doing the best he can. He made a mistake. That's not a problem. Mistakes aren't the end of the world.
He's on the 19.
Nobody died.
Overhead at Legan at time 07.35, heading that one, the 0653. Next is and back to the next one.
If you make a mistake, learn from it. What should you do better next time? That's all you need to worry about. For us, we should have actually questioned why, because he didn't give us a reason. But of course that would have taken more than 15 seconds, and then it would have been pretty clear when the TCAS came up with that target. At the moment that he told us to expedite, there wasn't a TCAS on our target, because we weren't quite close enough for it.
Probably. We can go up to
Expedite button is there for a reason, but it's not a button that exists on a Boeing. So what would happen if the ATC told a Boeing 737 to expedite climb? What does that even mean?
Non-standard flight level 360 reporting.
On the non-standard flight level 360 Wilco, Aussie 147.
Just make up between you and 37 that's all.
No problem.
New Zealand 539 across in Orwell, even contact Deskpin radio 1.
If you had been close enough to make a TA, I would have got a descend, and then I just would have said TCAS descent, push the stick forward.
Crossing Orwell for New Zealand 359. Thank you.
In fact, I wish that had happened, because that would have been interesting. A very interesting exercise. Like, what happens if the controller tells you to expedite your climb, and then TCAS goes, descend now? What happens then? FLCH in a Boeing pushes you back into the same speed. It is not the same as an FLCH in the Boeing. The same as an FLCH in a Boeing on an Airbus is to pull that knob just below 340 towards you. It has nothing to do with expedite. A Boeing, to expedite, you need to go into flight level change, and then you need to change the speed to about 220 knots or something like that. There's no expedite button in a Boeing. And they're not the equivalent. They're simply not the case. You know that, everybody knows that. You're being an idiot if you don't think you know that. No, it doesn't climb you ASAP. It'll climb you at the exact same speed that you're already going, at the same indicated airspeed, which means that your flight, like the amount of feet per minute, will stay exactly the same. So you would have expedited climb from 2,000 feet a minute to 2,000 feet a minute. My gosh, you've increased your speed by nothing at all because you pressed the button on your Boeing, and you've achieved nothing in a Boeing. So yeah, it's not a valid control instruction really.
Auckland radio, velocity 147, maintaining flight level 360.
Velocity 147. New Zealand 2310, crossing Orwell, contact Brisbane radio 128, g'day.
That beeping noise is my fan.
Passing Orwell to contact 128.6, this line 2310.
Level change in the Boeing is not the same as expedite in the Airbus, not even close. They don't do the same thing at all.
9 crossing Orwell, contact Brisbane radio 128, bye.
Crossing Orwell, over to 128.6, have a great night, good job.
To achieve the same thing in a Boeing, you'd need to go into flight level change, and then you'd need to change your indicated airspeed down. And that would achieve it. How much down? Depends how much you want to expedite. The only way to achieve it, that's what the expedite button does. It drops your indicated airspeed to the minimum with the flaps up, so that the airplane can use all of that power to climb instead of maintain and negotiate airspeed.
Crossing Lundy, contact Auckland Control 123.
Anyway, give us 15 seconds to press a button. So, invalid control, that is an incident, and we'll report it as such to CASA when we arrive in Sydney.
7525 AFM, Auckland, and Lundy, 123 days, 490. 123 decimal 2525, thanks to the ABC 3.
Auckland radio, land Chile 801.
The correct call is levelling us off early, or turning us, or both.
Eventually 801 is position left. Again, time 0612, flight level 370, estimating Lundy on the hour, Auckland.
Actually, 01 Auckland radio, copies Legion, time 0612, flight level 370, estimating Lundy time 0700, Auckland 0.
Hi Matthew. Auckland radio, Jetstar 202 position.
Hi, Jetstar 202, Auckland radio, good day, go ahead.
Jetstar 202, position Madep at time 0608, flight level 340, estimate old rel at time 0702, after that Magna, go ahead.
Jetstar 202, Auckland radio, Madep, time 0608, flight level 340, estimating old rel at time 0702, Magna 0.
We're back correct, Jetstar 202, and I'll self-kill Golf Lima Alpha Delta.
Roger.
I think we might pick up Brisbane, Tasman.
153, we do a flight level 350, initial contact, we've just passed Legan, and we also have a position report for you.
150, hello, go ahead with your position report.
1153 was position Legan at time
Damn it, Brisbane left.
12 Zulu, flight level 350, estimating Lundy at 0700 on the hour that is, and Aradi next.
New controller over there, I think.
Auckland radio, copies Legan, time 0612, flight level 350, estimating Lundy time 0700, Aradi thereafter.
That's the only reason why I flew this aircraft was to get that ACARS thing going. But the controller that had ACARS is just logged out. Damn it. Other Ross flight. List HWE.
New Zealand 9 and New Zealand 9 are all.
Don't think it goes through that airspace, so. Where is HWE? Don't know.
New Zealand 9 are Auckland radio.
Lord Howe Island, that kind of stuff. Alright. It's ADSB stuff down there. Okay, cool. This in this section. bit closer in, I think.
141 crossing Lumbee from St. Auckland, control 123.49, good day.
Dang, he's only up north.
Crossing Lumbee, contact Delta control 123.49, good day, calling 141 south.
Yep, that's correct, Adam Barnett. Expedite controls pitch to main green top speed. Best lift to drag ratio. And the Boeing equivalent is there isn't one.
Hello, go ahead.
Boeing equivalent needs about 3 or 4 different actions. The first one would be to press your flight level change button, then you change your actual speed down to the flap up speed, flap up button, and then add 10. And that will take more than 15 seconds, so that would defeat the point of the really fast action control. That's alright. We'll follow NTSB report. And I'm sure they'll file it right into the round little file next to their desk.
It's 195 radio, copy, Ligon time 0614, flight level 330, length Lumbee time 06. I make the radio faster. New Zealand Oceanic 3 X-ray Echo, it's 1994, contact Brisbane 112
Yeah, Matt Coles, yeah. Slept in all day. That's right, I did that this morning.
Contact Brisbane radio 128, passing L-rail.
Friday night ops was pretty good. We did lose control. I lost connection to the network at one point, like literally on downwind. I think I was about 6 miles from the airfield when we lost connection to Vatsim. It's pretty horrid. Did notice for about 1 minute. You're sitting there going, the frequency suddenly got really quiet. Wonder why. Oh, this frequency is suddenly not connected. Scrambling to get back online, and then 6 miles out from the airfield before he made contact with ATC again. That was interesting. Yeah, it's a good flight though. The controllers at Miami were really, really nice. Like, they're really good guys. They have a little bit of humour. Even though we kind of we stuffed their entire thing up by dropping offline and popping up again 2 minutes later. Their entire sequence was just thrown out, so they had to put me into random vectored 360-degree turns. I think we did 2 turns around, and then we popped out and got vectored on a pretty long downwind. So yeah, they did really good work over there in the United States, even with the ground hold for about, we're on the ground for about 40 minutes or something like that.
Flight level 340 inbound, Whitney.
That's one of those really good, good banter on frequency, just enough to be interesting. Like, oh, that's where you are. No, you've just shown up in the wrong place.
3 X-ray Echo, tracking direct Wrigley, estimating 07.
Make a right turn exactly 180 degrees, back the way you came.
0802, we're at 380, any chance we can go up to flight level 400? Okay, press 3 X-ray, I just need the time for the wave up.
Yeah, but then again, New York ATC wouldn't be the guys making the error, unlike New Zealand. So I love flying in New York. They're great. Never have a problem with those guys.
Okay, Auckland radar copies, uptime 0632, flight level 380.
They're fast. You have to be on your ball. The good thing is they normally they don't want to argue with you. They just want you to do the thing that they told you to do.
X-ray can now climb at flight level 400 before reaching. 400 Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, go ahead with your position report.
Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, path direct to Rigby, estimated arrival at...
I think they would have made a vector decision in that situation. They have two aircraft coming straight at each other. They've got to move one. They're not going to tell it to climb fast, so they're just going to go, you change direction. Jetstar 20, turn right 30 degrees. That is an understatement. Like, I can figure that one out. Turn left 30 degrees, boom. We're on the heading. Actually, the guys at Atlanta yesterday, because we set the heading like that, but we never actually activated the heading, so I was sitting on, for instance, just like this, 230 on the heading bug, but nothing happening. I just sat there for about 20 seconds going, are we turning yet? No, we're not. Why is not? I was ready to press the button in, but I thought I had. Clearly we haven't. And in that time frame, it's like, read back to me, are you turning yet? Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't check the heading.
Crossing Lundy, contact Auckland, control 123.49 good day. Crossing Lundy, contact Auckland, control 123.
Yeah, swearing on Vatsim's not really cool.
104, crossing Lundy, contact Auckland, control 123.49 good day.
Overhead Lundy 123.9, thank you for great control time.
Velocity 2011, crossing Lundy, contact Auckland, control 123.49 tonight.
Okay, at Lundy 123.99, velocity 2011, good night.
New Zealand 85, progressing climb, flight level 360.
New Zealand 851, flight level 360, report reaching.
Tower maintain 360, New Zealand 85, thank you.
New Zealand 945, crossing Orel, contact Lisbon radio 128.46. Bye. New Zealand base Yannick, 3 X-ray echo here now, flight level 400. Number 3 X-ray echo, thanks.
A concert on Fortnite yesterday. That's hilarious. Ah, the crazy things we do in social isolation. Can't wait to get out of this. Damn stupid period of history.
New Zealand 945, Auckland radio.
Get some aeroplanes back in the sky. Allrel.
The 945 Auckland radio.
Auckland radio, Giant 21 with you, and have a position report when you're ready.
Giant 21, thanks, go ahead with your position.
Giant 21 Heavy is overflying Legan, time 6:25, flight level 330, estimating Lundy at 7:07, and then expecting around the next Giant 21 Heavy.
Giant 21, thanks for radio copies, Legan on 025, flight level 330, estimating Lundy, time 0707, and Rally 0. 150 crossing Lumbee, contact Auckland, control 123-190, good day. Minus 150 Auckland radio. Minus 150 crossing Lumbee, contact Auckland, control 123, decimal 90, good day.
Isn't it strange? Every time I fly to New Zealand I need to ban people from my YouTube stream comments. Always happens in New Zealand. I do wonder why. So for those of you who want me to fly in New Zealand, I already have this year. See you in 2021.
On the 133, just confirm it's notice it's to the current Zulu time, which is 0630.
Where are my New Zealand mods at the moment? You still around, Toilet?
Flight level 3 is 0. Lumbee time 0724 over the answer.
Maybe they're all fans of Zane Khan or something. Max angle is max angular climb, but that's a VNAV page. Normally it'll take you the maximum rate of climb instead of the max angular climb. So its default is max rate of climb, but sometimes you can put it onto max angle of climb, which is a lower speed. But that's a long-term decision. If you're faffing around in your FMS, you should be doing that on the ground. You'd use that if you're doing something like flying out of Kathmandu or somewhere else with lots and lots of mountains around. So you want to get away from the ground as fast as possible with max angle.
Is position Legan at time 0629. Flight level 350.
I know. Most of my family's a Kiwi.
0716.
Now from mum and dad and one uncle, all the rest of my family live in New Zealand. Couple in England, couple in other parts of Europe, but yeah, most of them in New Zealand. Yep, I think we've figured out the most recent crashes have been caused by Cradle. That's the system that runs GSX and SODE and other things like that. So all the gate movements and all of the pushback trucks have been crashing the sim. So I've just done a reset on them. I did a full update, which updated more than 4,000 files in the sim. That was a painful experience, watching that all download off the internet and update. But yeah, that was definitely through event viewer what was crashing. There's our errors. V3D crashed, and it was mostly due to coatal. There it is, Sim Object Display Engine execute. So yeah, now we have our SOD all updated. It should be okay now. For a while. Till the next thing crashes us. I'm sure it'll happen again. It's a sim. These programs are held together by shoestring and luck. And now blasting ahead into the great darkness. Old rel up ahead. YHWE. That's Lord Howe Island. Let's see if we can log into it.
Auckland radio is back. One train 9 at Auckland radio.
It's a pity the other centre that was running this logged out, because we could have picked up Brisbane just outside of Melbourne, and we would have been on CPDLC all day. Instead, we were faffing around with crashing sims, so that's all great fun.
Auckland radio, Giant 21 Heavy.
Giant 21 Auckland radio.
I was wondering if we could just step away for 5 minutes, Giant 21 Heavy.
Giant 21, no worries, report back.
Giant 21 Heavy, thank you.
Simon Vet, how you doing? Yay!
That's 1 Auckland radio.
You going to say that was just 451?
Oh yeah, probably. 451 crossing land B, contact for Control 12 trade 49, good day.
Sitting on the contact with control 123.1, g'day, call us 451 now, or something like that.
And you're still in A5.
Principal's connected, accepted our connection nice and early.
Should have called you earlier.
Still at 8 point, no problem. Contact Brisbane Radio 128 decimal.
2 weeks.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. See you next time. New Zealand 85. Bye-bye.
Get that set up, ready to go.
Auckland Radio Singapore 7128 with position report.
Singapore 7128, Auckland Radio, g'day, go ahead with your position report.
For 7128 with position Legan, time 0637, flight level 330, estimating for the time at 0711.
Wait, 7128, Auckland Radio copies Legan, time 0637, flight level 330, waiting at Lundby, time at 0719.
How's that old, what do we call this stupid thing over here? Discord going? Spencer's going to watch 1917. Good movie. I liked it.
Got us 185 Auckland Radio.
Qantas 185 at Lindsay, 3 miles.
Qantas 185, thanks, crossing Lumbee, contact Auckland, control 123.49, g'day.
123.9 advised.
The best 787 would be the Quality Wings one. It's not the best aeroplane ever made, but it kind of works okay. There's a few weird bugs that crop up every once in a while. Hello. You live what you get. Not everybody can be PMDG or FSlabs or Leonardo Mad Dog or Majestic Q400 or Answer. Some people are next tier down, and I'd say Quality Wings is that. But yeah, the FMSs kind of mostly work. There's a few little neat tricks that they do with picking up ATC ACARS, not like FSlabs one, but you can feed the ATIS into these little things here. The equivalent of hitting that button there.
Possibly 147 off radio.
Possibly 147.
Possibly 147 crossing Lumbee, contact Auckland, control 123.49.
Airbus 2004 Looney was going to Honolulu in the world before Corona. I was meant to be in Sydney right now in the world before Corona. I would have been at a football match till late last night. I would have been meeting up with a friend in Hornsby right about now. Or possibly flying Hotel Tango Mike somewhere around Sydney. What's the weather doing in Sydney right now? 24 degrees. A little bit of rain.
Possibly 167 Auckland, ready, hello, go ahead with your position.
Might have been able to, not sure. Would have been home by now anyway. So yeah, wishing that we were somewhere else doing other things. Quite common. I wonder what it'll be like once we get out of this quarantine, self-isolation stuff. Like going back to work. I was thinking, okay everybody, that's an employee of MN, please come into the office tomorrow. It's like, what is that? How do we do that again? Do we have to catch a train? Yeah. Things are weird. I'm not liking this 2020 business.
What was that? Back on a 3698, contact Auckland, control 123.49. Zealand 133 Auckland Radio, hello, do you have a position report available?
Good stuff, Jake Palmer. For us here in Melbourne City is essentially deserted these days. You can go in there and see about 8 people walking across Collins Street. And yeah, it's very strange indeed. But I do suspect in several towns out in the middle of Victoria, New South Wales, all the places that haven't been, you know, cut off from the borders, even some that have, if you don't normally go across the border, there's no real much of a difference really. For us city workers, we're not in the city. We're working from home if we can, or, you know, not employed if we can't. I'm glad I'm in the former of those. I can work from home.
Crossing Longby over to Auckland Control. Have a good one.
All of our technicians are still going out and doing their technical stuff. Sometimes they get turned away from, especially nursing homes. They're not allowed in there. So you still get these weird nursing home jobs that get booked in, and the technician comes up and say, you actually do a bunch of quarantine stuff. Go away now. But for the average house, our technicians show up, they wear their mask, they have their gloves on, and they do their job. They leave. Yep, good old ghost town Melbourne. I'd love to go there and walk around for a bit, except, you know, that kind of is not what they want you to do. So I haven't. I've stayed at home. When is that estimate? I'm getting bored. Allrel 701. Now we can do it through progress page report. It's an hour. It's far too much time in between those two places. I should stick another waypoint in between them. But they haven't. So there you go.
You guys 9104 Auckland Radio.
Go ahead, you guys 9104.
That's 9104 crossing London, contact Auckland Control 1238. Small 9, g'day.
Now passing London, contact London 123 to 9, 209.
Land Chile 801 Auckland. Go ahead, 801. Chile 801 crossing Lundby, even contact Auckland radio. Cricket Auckland Control 12349, g'day. Crossing Lundby, contact Auckland Control 123. Five three on the radio.
1453, go ahead.
153 crossing Lundby, contact Auckland Control 123 small 9, g'day. crossing
so saying,
over to Auckland.
What's up?
Control, Bravo.
We're about to jump over to an Australian controller.
Sorry, say again the frequency for Qantas 153.
Not long out now.
123 days, 49.
About 10 minutes.
Over 123 days, 49. Thank you very
And
much.
we'll be talking to Brisbane. What time are we landing?
Qantas 108, Auckland Radio, go ahead with your position.
About 2 hours. Current time is 06:52.78. So 1 hour and 45 minutes.
0108 Auckland Radio, copy Lincoln, time 065 train, flight level 350. Estimating Lundby for time 0743. Qantas 108.
Radio
3-4 left, eh?
Plus 133 readability 5. Jetstar 195 Auckland Radio. Go ahead with Jetstar 195. Jetstar 195 crossing Lundby, contact Auckland control 123.49.
Qantas coming in from Argentina to Melbourne. That's very interesting. What kind of aircraft? Let's see. Flights aware. It's 787-900 or 9. 787-9. Yeah, got to break that habit of calling a thing a 900 when it's a -9. But yeah, 787.
All stations we control will change and progress remain frequency, and then we will see you shortly. Bye-bye.
Currently cruising at 40,000 feet. Good to see him. I'm not sure, are we allowed to do spotting at the moment in Melbourne Airport? I know they're not allowed to in New Zealand, but Melbourne's not New Zealand. I'd imagine the infamous or famous, depending if you call it one way or the other, the ice cream truck at the end of runway 34 isn't there.
All stations be advising short to get over. So 133 Auckland Radio, read you. So 133 Auckland Radio, actually disregard.
Thought we might monitor the weather over in Sydney, see what that's doing. Wind 270 at 14. Could be runway 25, doubt it. A little bit of rain.
So 133 taking copies,
What? Rain? No significant cloud. How the heck do you get that? 25 degrees Celsius? That's a confusing weather report if I've ever seen one. It's that simple thing, rain, no significant cloud. Okay, it's a bit extreme. Yeah, that's pretty much a good call. There's not many aeroplanes flying anyway, so going spotting would be more like going to sit around and look at an empty sky. Yeah, that's right. Well, they don't have any aircraft either. I was looking at, I think it was Flight Radar 24 a couple of days ago, and in New Zealand there were 2 aircraft flying. Just 2. Entire country. It's a few more than that today, oddly. I've got about, let's see, FedEx 75, Auckland to Sydney. Just took off. I've got a, what's it, ZKHIQ. It's a helicopter. ZKNPE, which is a Beechcraft 20. Oh, that's interesting. Skyline Aviation. Good old King Air floating around. Two of them, one in the South Island, one in the North Island, one helicopter and a FedEx plane that just took off. And possibly a second helicopter in Northland. So yeah, grand total of 4 aircraft in the sky over New Zealand, one of them in the South Island, the rest of them in the North. Miles Harrison, gotta love those very long finals. So tomorrow we're off to the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast or Brisbane. I think the request has been for Brisbane. I'd rather go to the Gold Coast, to be honest. Hi there, Aaron. Hope you enjoyed your flight to Australia. Did Sydney treat you well? .189 foot per minute on the landing. Sounds like the ground certainly treated you well.
So 416 Auckland Radio accepts primary guard 1290 for the VHS, HF primary 8867, secondary 5643. Proceed with the position report when you're ready.
Position, last known position 38 with the exit 0 at time 0622 Zulu at altitude lodge level 360. Estimating 42 with the 80 at 0.
There's us. Just about to cross into Brisbane. The Atsu over here.
So 416, thank you. Copies 38 Southwest 70 Western time 0622 flight level 360, next South 42 West 180 at 07280, then Lalap 0 after. 416, thank you. Here is the Southcom.
Time 01, a couple of seconds from there. There it is. Log radio Jetstar 202 at Ulro.
Jetstar 202, contact Brisbane Radio on VHF 1286 and HF 13318.
3318. Contact Brisbane 128.6 and 3318. Jetstar 202. Dummy buttons. PMDG allow you to chop those in, but They don't exist in the simulator really, so whatever. Brisbane Radio, Jetstar 202, position Old Mel. Old Mel. To it's this BLS 1246.
The info section is transfer line to 318.
Let's go ahead and report the position. Overhead Orel. Tassie's back. I think we've had a frequency controller change right as we switched, so that's why that for it.
Overhead above, contact Brisbane Centre 133.6.
Yeah, go to the ATC menu now. Position reports. Position report. Going to go to progress report. Brisbane Radio, Jetstar 202, position at Orwell.
Jetstar 202, contact Auckland Radio 129 at decimal 0, get up.
Come back the other way. What's that through ACARS?
Jetstar 202, Roger, stand by. Let me just read it on my ACARS. You can contact me on Yankee Bravo.
Hey, Bravo, Jetstar 202. Can we do it via the ACARS?
New Zealand 2310, Brisbane Radio.
ATC connection. Go into connection status notification. So Yankee, BBB.
Overhead, Magda, contact Brisbane Centre.
Just want to make sure it's actually there.
133.
Com menu. List.
Forward Magda, contact Brisbane Centre on 133 New Zealand 23.
Send the notification through, see if he picks it up. Failed.
Jetstar 202, Brisbane Radio.
Jetstar 202.
Jetstar 202, sorry, that ACARS call comes earlier. Try Yankee Bravo, Oscar.
Bravo, Oscar, thanks. Bing. There he is.
Brisbane Centre, g'day. Qantas 534, request flight plan clearance from Brisbane to Sydney. Qantas 534.
Alice Springs in Sydney for a milk run.
Hello, you're not with inside my airspace.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Should have done that this year.
One of the Unicom on 122, decimal 8, Qantas 534.
Ah, we're in. Cool. So we're in with the correct centre now. We can go ahead and send that position report finally. POS report was Olrel, UTC and altitude. So go to progress page, hit the report page. I wish we could transfer them straight across, but there's a reason that they don't have that. That's because you actually do need to do some manual typing so that the pilot actually knows what he's reporting. So they've specifically made it so that the system can't talk to itself. We're going to Magda, M-A-G-D-A, and estimate 0757. After that, Nonid.
Mike, Sierra Tango Alpha, Romeo, Brisbane Radio, hello, accept prime position frequency, L63, no cow. Go ahead with your position report.
Report position, while Mike
10569, Brisbane Radio.
1569, go ahead.
And we'll send that along.
Overhead Magda, contact Brisbane on the 133.
Alright, over to 133.6.
So it's in the CPDLC or ACARS to send our position report. It has been received. No need to read it out. Plan for tomorrow is probably 737 up to either Brisbane or the Sunshine Coast or the Gold Coast. And I've been thinking about doing Virgin Australia flight velocity. Virgin Australia certainly did have a A320. It wasn't actually run by Virgin Australia directly, but it did have a livery.
Mike Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo, just confirm that time crossing over to you.
Or that is 07090.
Mike Sierra Tango Alpha.
New Zealand 85, 30 miles from Magda, 0714 Zulu.
They used to operate them directly into Perth. Most of the FIFO operations, I think it was run by Network Aviation directly, and then wet leased out to Virgin Australia as Virgin Australia Airbus A321.
Thank you.
But yeah, that was based in Perth. It never came over to the eastern states at all. Cool. And he's got a Roger. Is it possible for us to climb? Might want to do that. So it might be fun just to see it. Performance. We're at the optimum now. The maximum would be 360. We could do it. We silly throw away our optimum advantage, but whatever. Anyone want to climb? We can do it through the request button on the ACARS. It's possible to do. Probably not the smart thing to do, but it's an option.
Moonraker 4 Sierra, Brisbane Radio.
Right, 4 Sierra, go ahead.
Shortly be lead flight station 6 over ATC, Unicom 1232.
The next waypoint is Magda, and by then we'll want to be descending. So yeah, we'll throw away our advantage and make the request. Flight level 360.
3 X-ray Echo, you ready for a position?
What's the current MAC number? Yes, 78's fine.
Emirates 3 X-ray Echo, Brisbane radio, good evening, and test primary lift frequency, no secondary, not working well. Go ahead with your...
Due to aircraft performance, won't request the direct to, but flight level 360 at the current MAC number, due to aircraft performance, we'll send that along. That pops it up into here. We'll send that along.
Emirates 3 X-ray Echo.
And we'll see if he takes it. There it is. It's arrived at the air traffic control client. He's probably reading it right about now. You'll have to put a couple of clicks in to give us a clearance to do that. He's just been interrupted by that guy on voice, so he's probably going to talk to them first.
3270, contact Brisbane, send now.
There we go, he sent it to us anyway.
133 Cafe 3270.
Stand by. Didn't need to do that. It just left us on red. That's probably looking to make sure that we're not going to run into anyone else at flight level 360. Quick cursory glance, looks like we won't be, but just need to check where this dude is. He's at 320, not a factor. This dude here is going to the Gold Coast and he's passed. He's at 380, so it won't be a factor. This dude here is 370, won't be too much of a factor. This guy's way in front of us at 340. That should make it better. And this dude here is Zane Khan, 380, above us, won't be a factor. There we go, he might have done something like that. Climb to 360, report reaching. Alright, so I'll say a Wilco to that. Send the Wilco. That's still running. So it has been received, climb to flight level 360, report reaching. So we can do that now. So to do that, your normal way of doing it, go into your progress page, chuck in flight level 360. Pop 360 up here, push the button in.
945 Brisbane radio.
New cruise altitude 360. And he's asked us to report once we're there. So, position report.
88, sorry, Emirates 7 Delta Kilo Brisbane radio.
I'll try to do that actually. I think that's one thing I need to do on voice because I don't know how to do the report at 360 at our current position.
Aussie 68 Brisbane radio. Aussie 68. Aussie 68 overhead slugger contact Brisbane center 133.6. Overhead slugger 133.6 Aussie 68. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
Oceanic, Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, do you copy?
Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, Brisbane radio, hello. Exit primary lift frequency, most F3, no Delta Alpha. Go ahead with your position report, Brisbane.
Emirates 7 Delta Kilo, pass Wrigley at 0714 at flight level 360. Next position, Ellas, arriving at 0801, then Gator.
Emirates 7 Delta Kilo.
I remember jumper being a thing. Why aren't these part of the airway anymore? Who knows? They used to be awesome waypoints. Woolly jumper. Yeah, I remember them. Nope, doesn't like us. Fair enough, we'll chuck in jumper. I should put in 3-5. 5-6. 35S.
All stations, Brisbane radio will be back in approximately 5 minutes. All stations, Brisbane will be back in approximately 5 minutes. Please stand by.
So the UTC current time is 0719. 360. And we'll chuck in the rest of the estimate. Magda 0757. And after that is Nonid. Received. So I've just reported that way around our current altitude. All happy. Ah, you're wanting wing view. Let's have a look. Just getting the one out in front of the engine. There it is. Pretty dark out there. Yeah, I've flown with no active ATC. It's boring. That's why we don't do it much. Cool, we got the Roger from Brisbane. Yeah, it's pretty boring without an ATC. It's just silence, no one around. That's why I chase these events. There's no point in just flying somewhere to somewhere at random. So we always head out to the old Vatsim events page, which is pretty funny because on Google right now, if you click in the Vatsim events page and search for it, it tells you COVID-19 events may be out of date to the coronavirus on Vatsim, which is a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Anyway, there's the one that we're on right now, the old Anzac parade. Also tonight, 12, 11, 10 PM tonight, my time, Kuala Lumpur. Same time, something in Sweden. Quite a lot of stuff in Sweden actually. Geneva. I don't know how many half of these places are. ESGG. Oh, that's Scandinavia, so the Trondheim and Stockholm, Gothenburg. Where is this? Yeah, a whole bunch of places. Pity I'm working tomorrow morning, otherwise I'd do that. But I'm not, because I'm working tomorrow. That's a funny one. LEBL. Oh yep, Zurich to Barcelona, Puerto Rico and Dominica. 87654, 4 AM on Monday morning. Yeah, no. I mean, I'd love to go to Puerto Rico. It's a great place. But I can't be up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. So I literally have work to start at 6:30 AM. Oh, very nice. Peru to Lima. Again, it's crazy. That's like 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday or something. 7 AM. So I'm actually working, literally already started work then.
Brisbane Radio, Qantas 122, position report.
I'm on to Monday, Dublin to Liverpool on Tuesday. Yeah, pretty cool. Can't do any of these things that I'm working. That's alright. We got Milk on Monday coming up tomorrow.
Radio Brisbane Radio, Qantas 122, position report.
Qantas 122, go ahead.
Thank you. Just past Mickle, 0722. Estimated time to Tonham, 0754, then Rickney.
Let's set up the next one, eh? It's MAGDA.
Apologies, flight level 360.
Qantas 120.
And Mike Sierra.
Bay 0758.
Mike Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo, go ahead.
360.
What the 0725 at Silent 3 3.11 and expecting at 0751 Zulu, then London.
No need at 807. And Rose afternoon at Rickney.
Radio.
Indeed, it's a Monday event. Not everyone can do them.
New Zealand 556 Brisbane Radio. Brisbane Radio, New Zealand 556 overhead Lifecam, contact Auckland Radio 1290.0. Velocity 617 Brisbane Radio, hello, confirm you've passed the waypoint Walt.
Velocity 0612.
Velocity 617, Roger, what time did you pass Walt, and what's your estimated time and your next waypoint, please? Thanks. Confirm you're still at flight level 370.
Up on flight level 3370.
CQF, have a good one.
Velocity 0617, thanks. On 133 Brisbane Radio, hello, accept primary disk frequency, no secondary, no cell cows tonight. Go ahead with your position report, thank you. New Zealand 133.
Jack Palmer's asking who disliked the stream. It's probably one of the guys that were controlling the Auckland Centre. He'll be chewed out on the stream. He came in on the stream and started saying that we Boeings have an expedite button. Because we didn't react within the first 10 seconds of a controller giving us an expedite climb order with no other reason. And the reason was there was an aeroplane above us descending into us. And instead of levelling us off so we didn't climb into him, he made us climb faster. We've got a TCAS alert. Then his posse of friends came over on the stream. And I banned 3 of them. For swearing, amongst other things. One of them got a lifetime ban, but I suspect that might have been a throwaway account because his the actual name of his account was a rude word in and of itself. So that's mature for you. Happens to be a word that James May enjoys, but you know, come on my channel with a fake rude word as a name. Awesome. Thanks, New Zealand. I'm sure to visit your country again on Vatsim. put your requests in right now. When's the next time you're going to fly in New Zealand? World flight, November. That's when. But they didn't put New Zealand on for world flight. Yeah, good. See you next year. Anyway, ATC in New Zealand doesn't show up very much. They put on events, and then they come with like one approach controller and that's it. And you're expecting him to do all the work of delivery, ground, tower, center and approach. You can't. It's not because he's not good enough to do it, it's just that he can't physically do it. One controller can't do the work of 5 controllers. As hard as they try, as good as they might be. They get all hissy at you, like a cat. You didn't react to my thing within the next 5 seconds. Like, yeah. These aeroplanes take a bit of time to do what you want them to do. We're not flying fighter jets around New Zealand, we're flying Airbuses. That's alright. I've got my report to go in on Vatsim once we land. It's not going to be a supervisor report, it's just going to be a little thing on the post line saying, hey, here's a little thing to look at. If you've got 2 aircraft going at each other like that, level them off, 1,000 feet apart. The guys that's climbing, you can always level off. There's no shame in leveling off an airplane at 10,000 feet. You're allowed to retract your altitude clearance. So if you're given in flight level 250, then you look at the situation and you go, that wasn't the best idea. You can always say, cancel that climb altitude and level off at a lower altitude. Perfect. It's fine.
Currently showing Auckland, Gold Coast, up on the way. New Zealand 938, thanks.
Let's have a look at the weather and arrival details into Sydney. So I can see Sydney on my thingy. At 2 time. So the weather's, they've just had a bit of rain come through there. And I see that Vatsim's info server has dumped the Yatises again. Cav okay, 24 degrees, wind is still from the west. Going to be on the Marlin arrival. Sydney Atis, Sydney Atis. Runway 34 left and right. Alright. So we're probably going to get 3-4 right. It's possible that we could get 3-4 left, but we are small enough to do the right. Let's dump a couple of our things that we don't need. Bye bye Auckland. This is Marlin 4 arrival. You can see a little extension from Bickus out to approach runway 25, which we're not going to be using. Instead, we're going to be using the Marlin straight on to Jacqueline. And then vectors on from Jacqueline.
Overhead, Legan, contact Auckland, radio 129er, jet 0.
Hi there, guys, how you doing? Yep, crossing the old Tasman Sea, 36,000 feet. We've got ACARS on this, if you want to go back and have a look at that. But basically we've been communicating to Brisbane Oceanic on this system. Just click the recall there so I can see what we've had. Oh, that's for messages, prints. I've cleared them. Done it. I'm in here. So the ATSU, you can click on ATC and there's a message record of all the things that they've sent us. And us sent them. For instance, we've sent this position report, yada yada, 360 Magda at 0757. And we also get a climb request. Climb to flight level 360 report reaching 360, which is what that position report was about. Of course, everything's in reverse order here, so the first one is on page 3 now. That was our initial position report at, no, that's 3601. Cool, that was our request to fly at 0.78 Mach. So essentially it all comes up into this system and you can close it and open it like that. The other cool thing is if they sent us a direct to request, so for instance if they said clear direct to some waypoint up here, non-id, You'd select Wilco in here. They give you the option of saying standby, unable, Wilco, something else. You click it there and it actually automatically selects it for you in your FMS, your MCDU, and it'll give you the request if you want to accept it or reject it from the MCDU. So you can accept it into the MCDU and then it'll just pull that new direct into your flight plan without you needing to type it all in. Or you can reject it from there and it'll just dump it back out of the system. It's very nice. That's integrated with Hoppies ACARS on Vatsim. Not all the controllers use it, but some of them do. I'm going to set up for runway 34 right. That's the runway I suspect that we'll be getting. They might give us 34 left over the top, but 34 right is more likely. We're small enough to do it. Marlin 5 and Marlin transition. I don't remember turning constraints off.
Tango Alpha Romeo, Brisbane Radio.
Brisbane Radio, Mike 0 single Alpha Romeo.
Mike 0 Tango Alpha Romeo, overhead. Overhead, no, there we go. Overhead Legan, contact Auckland Radio 129.
There's the moon.
Over Legan, contact the next sensor on 129 decimal 0 Mike 0 single Alpha Romeo.
You've landed, Lachlan? Good stuff. How far back are we? 35. Current time 7. Yep, we'll be on the ground by 6:30 PM our time. 6:35, sorry. Probably another 10 minutes, 20 minutes to taxi back all the way from 35 right, but 34 right. But, you know, should be able to finish the stream by 7. Have a nice early night. And get into work tomorrow morning. Working from home again. This is the week that I would have had off if coronavirus hadn't happened. So I would have been in Sydney this week. In fact, I would have done Milk Run Monday from the A330 simulator up in Nowra, if all of this stuff hadn't happened. But that's in a different state and I can't get there. Two minutes? That's not too bad. Simbri probably didn't calculate your what do you call it? the final approach. So it's probably saying you're going to take your entire final approach at 250 knots till touchdown. No, we can't divert to Melbourne. That would be silly. No ATC down there anyway, and it's further away. Yeah, Lockheed landed at 3-4, right? That's right, we're going off to the international terminal. Almost forgot about that. We're going all the way over to like 63, 56 kind of area of the PSC, Pier Charlie. We're going to stick our Airbus over here between 61 and 63 and 56, 54, somewhere around there. 3-4 right all the way over to the other side of the airfield in the international terminal is the longest possible taxi. It's probably what we're going to get as well. It's like 20 minutes of taxi time. The only worst taxi I can think of is from the new Qantas Link area in the gate 64. That kind of between 60 and 69. All the way out to runway 3-4 right for takeoff. Good old TCAS climb on final, good old Lachlan. ATC down there in Sydney having a bit of a hard time. Although on final you should be turning off your TCAS into the what's it called? The traffic mode instead of the TA mode. TA instead of TARA. I'll give you a traffic advisory, but I won't give you a climb.
Contact Brisbane Centre 133.6.
I have overhead on contact Brisbane Centre 133.6, Qantas 122 there.
The only time we'll make a pan call is if we actually had to do one, and we don't. If the simulator broke something on us, like an engine. Cool, we have director as well. It does give it context. Ooh. I have an inbound message. Magda, contact Brisbane Centre. We'll go. Yeah, 36 left at Amsterdam is still longer than anything else on Earth. Yeah, Amsterdam is horrifically large. Okay, so I've already told Brisbane Centre that we're going to contact them on 133.6 at Magda. So that was the readback. Readback is the fact that we sent that message. At 7:51. And Magda's next waypoint in 45 miles. Since they're not going to communicate with us via the radio, we'll just switch it over now. And once that does happen, I'm just going to check, is Brisbane Centre on there? I think it was. YMDE. I think it's that one, isn't it? Mudgy. Here it is. Cool, so I can contact the new ATC via this thing. Won't do it yet because we should do it at Magna. Hi there, Jai. I normally aim for about 20 knots taxi speed on a straight. About 10 knots on a turn. I don't generally try to rev the engine too much, I just let that kind of build up speed as it goes. A lot of people complain that I taxi too slow because I sit about 15 knots for about 2 minutes on a straight line. There's no rush. Ah, Brisbane OCE. That's weird. Was Brisbane OCE even on the list? I think not. No. That sucks. Oh hell. We're still, what, half an hour out from Sydney? We'll wait for the hour before we switch over to the weather. So there's no point putting the weather in yet because every hour there's an update on the weather on average. So the next hour we'll pick it up. It's only 6 minutes away. Probably wait another 5 minutes because Vatsim's a little late picking it up. Yeah, Brisbane Oceanic Control. Ocean. It's a little subsector that they don't normally use. Had a few of those today. We had Lord Howe Island sector online for a bit as well. But that's essentially a useless sector because it's just north of here. So there ain't much happening over there. Bit like Melbourne tomorrow, shouldn't have too much happening. Should all be going to Brisbane. Or the Gold Coast, or the Sunshine Coast, or World Camp, Ballina, or anywhere else up there. Armidale.
Brisbane Centre, Qantas 122.
Redcliffe, someone said. Sure, you can fly to Redcliffe if you want it. Caboolture. Will I do ATC again? I don't know. I need to reinstall all my software for it. Could be quite a while. I'd rather do a little bit of a training session and then build back up to it during ATC.
4176, Qantas 122.
So I might actually put in for some one-on-one session with one of the ATC instructors. Make sure I have my phraseology down pat. I just want to be correct when I say phraseology.
Lachlan Boyd said when Trent turns off the stream, this chat will be deleted.
What? How is that a thing and why is it a thing? I hate you, Discord. Discord should be shot. Time to mute that channel. I'm even in streamer mode right now.
Start clearance for Sydney into Marlin 5, arrival runway 34 left. When ready, descend flight level 2.
Jai, if you want to join us on Milk Run tomorrow, come on.
Left, when ready,
Bring it on. I'd love to have you there.
122.
Dang you, Discord. I always said that I didn't like Discord, and that's yet more reason why. We have passed Magna. Cool. There it is, and our frequency should be 133.6. It is. Brisbane Centre, Jetstar 202, flight level 360 over Magna.
Jetstar 202, Seneca 417.
Talk code 4177, Jetstar 202. Yeah, get on. I'm sure you'll do fine. Just be patient. But yeah, Milk Run Monday's not a bad one. It's not too busy. It's busy enough to be interesting, but not busy enough to have a ground stop for an hour. Let's put it that way. Do we even go into MDE? Is that on the next position at no need or not? I really don't know. I'll send through the notification just in case. And we also need to do performance for landing. Aw. MDE doesn't want to know about us. It's fair enough. Alright, 2307. Temperature 24. QNH is 1014. Let's check out our runways. I think it's going to be 34 right, most likely. Minimums at 34 right are category 1 ILS. $220. Will be full landing configuration, flaps 30. Same minimums on the other. Which will come out first? I think it'll be the FSlabs with the Hoppies update and the 320. I think they're actually releasing one in the next couple of weeks.
Start clearance for Sydney, Marlin 5, arrival runway 34 left. When ready, descend flight level 25.
Marlin for arrival, runway 34 left, and when ready down flight level 250, Jetstar 202. 250, and it's the opposite runway. I was not expecting that. Three, 4 left it is. So Marlin, Bickus, Whale, Prawn, TSAT, and vectors onto the runway. 3, 4 left at 3,000 feet. Just update the descent wind. Let that do its thing. Yeah, the Singapore Airlines 380s coming to Alice Springs. I saw a picture of that. Good place to store planes, Alice Springs, nice and dry. So I want to see why Mudgy didn't pick us up. Because he's left, that's why. Fair enough. ATC is quiet because there's not much for them to do. I think we might be the only plane in the sector at the moment. Yeah, well, there's 2 of us. There's Qantas 122 and us. So there's 2 planes in the sector, and they don't need to talk to us. What's it costing? I don't know. I guess Alice Springs would be pretty cheap. Can't imagine it'd be that much to store a plane at Alice Springs. Gonna move on to constraints, both windows. Top of the set coming up in about 50, 60 miles. Up there's looking okay. Currently we have 8,100 kilograms of fuel. Wind data uplink is being completed. Landing with 7.6. And the minimum fuel actually expected reserve fuel is fixed reserve of 1.3 and alternate, which is Canberra 1.8, which we'll call 2, 3, 3.3. Plenty. Have an extra 45 minutes of holding fuel in there. Yeah, the event's closing in about an hour or so. That's alright, it'll be on the ground. We just made it. We're bringing up the tail end of everything. And we'll be home in good old Sydney, where I should have been, instead of being here in Melbourne, stuck in my own house. Is that disappointing? Yes, it is. I'm here instead of actually in Sydney. Bad memories. So you could have been in Sydney today, possibly flying a real aeroplane around. Instead, we're getting a downvote from New Zealander. Yeah, we must be the clean-up crew at the end. Get the broom out. Yeah, not much behind us. That's why ATC is so quiet as well, because they've got nothing to do. Just us. Us here at 360 with QF 122, who came in from Queenstown. That's a nice place. Jetstar got in trouble once out of Queenstown. They took off with clearance from the tower, but they took off too late after sunset, and it's not allowed to take off after sunset. at Queenstown, even though they got clearance to do so, they're not allowed to do it. You are cleared for takeoff. Doesn't mean you're actually cleared for takeoff. It means you are cleared to get a fine from CAA. Okay. Good work, New Zealanders. Fining Jetstar for taking off with clearance from ATC.
Qantas 122, just going to re-clear you direct Marlin.
Direct Marlin, Qantas 122.
Ashton Prasad, we have a landing time of 0837, current time is 0809, so about 20 minutes away. Yeah, it is because of the mountains at Queenstown. They need to assure clearance between, essentially VFR condition. But if you're not allowed to take off, they shouldn't give you clearance to take off. Yeah, it is the same rule as Innsbruck and Austria for the same reason as well. Bunch of mountains all over the airport. Nice one, Auckland. Okay, let's run the checklist before we go down. Checklist, I said. Right, checklist briefing is confirmed. Runway 34 left now. ECAM status checked, all green. And we'll leave it there. After well, heading down to Manford, Jacqueline, and then 155 radar vectors on the final. I'm going to throw away the runway 34 right. Threw away 34 left, didn't I? Okay, we're going to pick up 34 left. Minimum is 220. Missed approach is climbing 3,000 feet, left hand turn at 500 feet to track 320. So we do land, we'll be vacating via Alpha 2 and then straight into International 6. We're using low auto brake, which is set. And there we go. Now this is just going to move our TCAS down to TCAS below us, right there. Because we're descending now, and we're making the TCAS bias towards us descending. Yeah, I can see him on the TCAS. That's alright. This is an Australian controller. I understand them better. They don't give vague instructions. They tell you why and tell you what. And they do it 5 minutes out instead of 20 seconds out. Ashton wants to look at the wing. We can do that. In fact, let's turn on some lights so they can see the wing. Wing lights.
Jetstar 202, report max speed.
Jetstar 202 currently at 776. We have just started our descent now.
Jetstar 202, roger, reduce Mark decimal 74 or 270 knots on descent, please.
Max decimal 74 to 270 knots, Jetstar 202. Look at that, he's already controlling us. We only have one other aircraft in the entire airspace and he's telling us to slow down. I already feel better. 0.74 / 270. Yeah, that's right, we started that, haven't we? Damn it. Do that for a while. Back out. There you go. There's your wing view. Can't have much of it because we need to manually control our switch over speed at flight level 240. See, that's some controlling. This guy's looking ahead, seeing that we're a little bit close to that guy who's merging with us at Marlin. So early, get us slowed down. Make sure we don't touch any other airplanes on the way through. You could have given us that instruction maybe 5 minutes from now and still have the same effect. But he's already given it to us now. Forward planning.
Speedbird 198 with you, passing flight level 200, climbing to A0.
Speedbird 198 Brisbane, center climb flight level 350.
Let's reduce the lighting a little bit.
There is Speedbird 198.
Especially the back here. Keep our night vision intact. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain speaking from the flight deck. We're going to descend into Sydney at this stage, and we do anticipate arriving there in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Look at the weather down in Sydney at the moment. The temperature is 17 degrees, and there has been a couple of showers in the area, but those are most moved off now. We thank you for flying with us on Jetstar Airlines, and hope you have a very pleasant stay in Sydney. Cabin crew, please prepare the aircraft for the arrival.
Jetstar 202, descend by the star 10,000, Sydney QNH 1014.
Descend by the star 10,000, QNH 1014, Jetstar 202. QNH set 1014. .270, there we go, switch over point achieved. Next frequency will probably be Sydney approach 124.4. Just so we can have a nice quick switch over, I'm going to chuck on the ground at, what was it? 126.5. And have a listen to
ActiveSky. From your present position, track direct Vickers and resume the start.
Ooh, I like that.
From current position, track direct Vicus and then resume the start, Qantas 122.
He's actually giving the other guy a bit of a shortcut. So we're coming up behind him nice and slow.
Independent departures in progress. Surface wind 250 degrees. 12 knots. Cardiff. Temperature +24. QNH1015. On first contact with Kingsford Smith International Airport, notify receipt of Oscar.
Oscar.
Kingsford Smith International Airport Terminal Information Oscar. Expect independent visual approach. Do not pass through assigned runway center line. Runway 34 left and right. Parallel runway operations in progress. Independent departures in progress. Surface wind 250 degrees. 12 knots. Cardiff. Temperature +24. QNH1015. On first contact with Kingsford Smith International Airport, notify receipt of Oscar. Kingsford Smith International.
QNH1015 set. That's where there. I think that updated a couple of minutes ago.
Qantas 122, contact Sydney approach 124.
Seatbelt signs can go on. Done. I was just thinking,
124.4, so yeah.
Virgin Australia have a standard operating procedure to put on the seatbelt signs at 20,000 feet above field elevation. And I just remembered Jetstar have a standard operating procedure of putting the seatbelt signs on at top of descent. So, oh well. I also absolutely loathe the fact that they put the seatbelt signs on at the top of descent, because they make you put all your phones and stuff away then as well. So you're going to sit there for 20 minutes with no phone, listening to nothing. Like, can you please put your electronic device away? It's like, can you come back in like 15 minutes when we're actually on final approach? No, you can't do that. $20-mile spacing. Slightly less than 20 miles, about 15. We'll probably reduce it down to about 10, between 8 and 10 miles by the time we're on final. Because the amount of distance actually gets shorter as you slow down. The amount of time between the aircraft stays about the same. But they take longer to traverse the same amount of distance, so the actual distance becomes shorter. Hey QFA Brianna, welcome back. Hope your dinner was enjoyable. How do people film landing if they can't have their phone out? How indeed. Jake Farmer, how indeed. That's good. Your dinner was lovely. I'm hoping to have my dinner in the future after we land. Probably about 7:30. I have some steak to cook. So approach. Briefing's completed, the cam status is checked, seatbelt signs are on, barrier reference is on 015.
Contact Sydney approach 124.4.
124.4, Jetstar 202. 244 set.
423, confirm you're following visual on longitude.
Rims are set, engine mode is selected, CLV.
That's the plan, Qantas 423.
423, okay, I think you turned a bit early. Stop your climb at 5,000, please.
Roger, hold and climb at 5,000.
G'day, Jack.
423.
Sydney approach, Jetstar 202, information Oscar, on descent 10,000, leaving flight level 145.
Qantas 400, descend to 4,000.
Descend to 4,000, Qantas 400.
Qantas 517, you still with me?
That sounds like a big no to me.
Qantas 423, climb now to flight level 280.
Climb to 280 now, Qantas 423.
Qantas 517.
Sydney approach, Jetstar 202, descending 10,000 through flight level 135, information Oscar.
Qantas 517.
Approach, descend by start 9,000, runway 34 left, expect independent visual approach.
Down 9,000, 34 left, Jetstar 202. 9,000 set.
Qantas 517.
And we're landing runway 34 left. Landing system is set.
Directives gone down to Main Street, descend to 4,000.
Thanks for the happy Anzac Day. Ah, ribeye on the bone, steak and potatoes. Good stuff.
I said Qantas 400.
Qantas 400 is okay. Turn right heading 180.
Right heading 180, Qantas 400.
Qantas 517. Turn right heading 230.
Turn heading 230, Qantas 517.
Qantas 122, descend to 6,000.
6,000, Qantas 122.
Qantas 517, descend to 2,000.
Descend 2,000, Qantas 517.
Jetstar 37, you're leaving my coverage now, changing into COM 122.
Tell them that, yes, you do know where that meat came from.
Radar 122, just wait, see you later.
Even better, go to a farm and see the meat as it walks around on four legs and gets hustled up by Robinson 22 helicopters out in the outback of West Australia. Catch a lot of fun.
Qantas 517, AE visual.
Speed managed.
I am visual, Qantas 517.
Qantas 517, turn right heading 270.
Turn right 270, Qantas 579.
Qantas 400, turn left heading 040, descend to 3000.
Turn left heading 040, descend to 3000, Qantas 400.
Qantas 122, cancel star, turn left heading 250.
Cancel star, left heading 250, Qantas 122.
Open Nathan. That's a nice looking meal. Roast lamb, baked potatoes, roasted pumpkin. Yeah.
Qantas 400, turn left heading 010, 10 34 left, lots of light.
Turn left heading 010, intercept R left, runway 34 left, Qantas 400.
I've known a couple of vegans in my time. First one I met was at high school when I was year 7. She was in my year. She actually became the Dutch of my school.
202, turn by star to 6000.
Turn by star 6000, Jetstar 202. That's a little bit of a niggle on the phraseology there. I think it was about 2015, 16. They actually removed the word to out of descent.
Independent visual approach, 34 right.
So, descend by, actually it is
Turn
back in
final
the
right,
descent,
good
isn't it?
independent
Descend
visual
via the
approach,
star
runway
260. It is.
34 right,
Okay.
turning to a heading of 300, Qantas 517.
They removed it and put it back. It's bizarre.
Qantas 400, report visual.
They've removed it entirely from ICAO,
Yeah,
but they put it back in on Australia.
400, cleared independent visual approach.
So on descent, it's descend via the star to
Cleared
6000,
independent visual
which
approach,
means
runway 34 left,
2,
Qantas 400.
6000, 2 was TO. But not long ago, the word 2 was verboten and you were never allowed to say it because it was confusable as the number 2. But yeah, that's interesting. I do remember that they put it back in for the star thing. And a lot of people were very angry about that. Civil Aviation Safety Authority, phraseology.
Qantas 122, turn left heading 2000.
Left 200, Qantas 122.
Qantas 517, contact tower on 120.5.
Contact tower on 125.5, Qantas 517.
Qantas 517, 120.5.
One 120.5.
Qantas 400, contact tower 120.5.
Yeah, contact tower 120.5, Qantas 400.
Qantas 122, descend to 4000.
Descend 4000, Qantas 122.
Jetstar 202, turn left heading 250.
Heading 250, Jetstar 202. And we'll continue descent.
23, leaving my coverage now.
There it is in black and white.
See ya.
Descend via star 2.
Thanks for your ATC. Sorry about that before. Had some issues with the FMC.
That's the dumbest decision that Castro ever made.
Thanks very much for your ATC. See you later.
2423, catch that.
Yeah, the flying tiger into Kuala Lumpur. They got told to descend to a certain flight level, and they thought they meant the number 2 was attached to the rest of the altitude.
Qantas 122, turn left heading 160, descend 2000.
Left heading 160, descend 2000, Qantas 122.
Now it's possible that we're flying over the top of the centre lines and then doing a left-hand circuit. Quite standard practice here in Australia.
And Qantas 122, we're visual.
Qantas 122. Qantas 122, and left heading 070 base.
Chicken parmesan for dinner.
Left heading 070 for base.
Good stuff.
Jetstar 202, turn left heading 210, descend to 4000.
Heading 210 down to 4000, Jetstar 202.
Qantas 122, turn left heading 360 to join final, cleared independent visual approach, runway 34 left.
Left heading 360, cleared independent visual, runway 34 left, Qantas 122.
Jetstar 202, turn left heading 160.
Left heading 160, Jetstar 202. 160.
Qantas 122, contact tower 120.5, connect.
Tower 120.5, Qantas 122, see ya.
Jetstar 202, descend 2000.
Descend 2000, Jetstar 202. Trying to get that light on. Come on. There it is.
Jetstar 202, turn left heading 060.
Heading 060, Jetstar 202. Hey Kevin, go ahead.
Jetstar 202, turn left heading 010, step 34 left, light the lights over report.
2500.
Heading 010 and report visual, Jetstar 202. Lead to intercept. Nothing out there except black. Copy. Going to drop that speed down to about 230, maybe 220. Both in, continue that turn out. Flaps 1, speed check, flap 1. Speed 200. Activate approach. Yeah, it's already done. At ret with the approach mode. Jetstar 202 visual.
Jetstar 202, please approach runway 34 left.
Good approach, visual approach runway 34 left, Jetstar 202. 20.5 will be the next rig. Set. We'll be on ground 126.5 on ready to.
The pressure 1-128, 4,300, climbing to 5,000.
And flaps 2, speed check. Flap 2.
128 identified, climb via the flight level 280.
Climb via the sea flight level 280, 1-128.
Jetstar 202, contact tower 120.5. Yeah.
No, you don't have to do a visual approach at night. You have to have a visual approach not outside of 5 miles at night. That's a localizer approach, and then after that.
Tower 120.5. Yeah.
Just a sec. Don't have the ability to transmit at the moment. 120.5, Jetstar 202. In fact, some airports in Australia don't have an ILS. Think about it. I don't want to go to sleep at about 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Something in that range. I'm going to go speed managed and let it go down. City Tower, Jetstar 202, established runway 34 left.
Jetstar 202, City Tower, g'day, with 260 degrees plus 2 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Runway 34 left, clear to land, Jetstar 202. Let it go down, 3 green, we're going to take flaps full, speed check, flap full. And landing checklist, ECAM, no blue. I have to get up at 6 in the morning.
Got a 435 ready for taxi.
435, taxi Charlie, got runway 25, full short runway 10. Sorry, correction. Got a 435, taxi Charlie.
Out of marker.
Golf, full short runway 34 left.
And out of marker, 1200 feet. Clear to land, my aircraft.
For the 400, company 737 coming out of domestic 1, give way to the aircraft.
Walko, quantum 400.
And we are vacating left. I just find that staying up too late, if I get less than 6 hours of sleep, I'm just not working very well when I go to work.
400.
Flight slow.
Correcting. Frame rate. Frame rate.
100 above. Minimum.
Continue. Class over again.
100. 50. 40. 20. Retard. 10.
There's the white thing. Hard landing. I couldn't even tell if we were moving it that way. Lost the brakes in there somewhere. $300? Come on. Yeah, the A320 shakes a lot when it runs out of FPS, and that's coming from, I think, what do they call it, processor. For some reason my 8500 whatever processor is not making it. Sitting at 100% all the time.
Jetstar 202, welcome to Sydney, cross runway 25, bear of your choice.
Cross runway 25, Jetstar 202. Yeah, ground's gone offline. That's off. Maybe you're running. Yeah, 388. I was pulling back, but it was like going click, 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 click. I couldn't tell what was going on with that. I think I had like almost half stick all the way back, about there. The plane just wasn't responding correctly. In fact, it was saying that I was in a massive left bank, and out the window were in a kind of left-hand bank. It's like, you're in a right bank, but looking out the window I'm in a left-hand bank. What's going on? That's retracted. Pop these on. One of these days I'm going to figure out why my processor's sitting at 100% on final approach into Sydney. Not logged into Discord. I was dumb.
Thomas 435, you can, yeah, you can taxi Charlie cross runway 25, Lima, hold runway 34 left.
Okay, thank you. Senior Charlie, crossing 25 and report on Lima, contact 435.
On 435, you can expect a crossing at runway 34 left from full length.
We'll go 435.
Let's go for 63. EasyJet inside the cockpit. It's pretty cool. I do like it. So, solutions to fixing my CPU hitting 100%. Just sits at 100% and just stays there. for minutes at a time. It's not like it's the slowest CPU in the world either. i7 8700 should be maxed out. I thought it was planes had right away. Never mind. The sliding dial straight through there. Stop. Park brake set. AP's on the bus and on the blade. Let's shut it down. Signs.
Qantas 435 at Lima, cross runway 34.
Cam crew disarm doors.
Alpha 6, runway 34 left.
Exclusively takeoff from Lima.
Qantas 4.
Transponders off. Carrying external power. Okay, we're going to be done. Right, time for another 10 minutes. Cool, so we'll jump out of the old cockpit, make our way into Australia. And start figuring out how to drop some of this CPU power. Anyhow, I think we're all done. Yeah, it's just about 7 o'clock at night here in Australia with our A321. Hope you did enjoy the stream. I certainly enjoyed the talking on the ACARS to Brisbane. That was cool. That's the main reason we flew this aeroplane instead of the 320. Tomorrow we're going up to Brisbane itself on the Milk Run Monday. While more of these trucks drive behind us. Now, as captain, we'll need to walk into here, and there's a nice little bus to take us somewhere over that side of the field where the Jetstar HQ is. We'll file a little report to the CASA about a breakdown of separation standards in Auckland. Look, on Monday, probably going to do the 737 NGXU. And not sure about Brisbane yet. I really would like to do the Sunshine Coast, but I'm thinking Brisbane might be the place to be. In a Virgin Australia 7.3. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed your not long weekend. I'm enjoying my not being on holiday in Sydney, and I'm going to work tomorrow. Till Mukran. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.